through that here a few minutes ago, and you can see right now we're coming off on near the outlet malls here, about to get off of I-95, and we're heading out towards St. Augustine. The reason why we're going to St. Augustine though right now is the fact that yesterday we had some tidal flooding there, and today we got the water's already rising up in some of the historic district, where yesterday we seen the flooding there, and today I think the waters are even going to get a little bit higher. So our goal here with the Protector is to go out there and, you know, document it, let you know if you're at home in St. Augustine where we are seeing these floodwaters, so you can avoid those areas. That's what we do here. But, you know, we're also tracking the rain here on radar. And currently, radar is showing some pretty decent showers just south of Ponte Vedra, extending over towards northern areas of St. Johns County. We actually just drove through that here a few minutes ago. And, yeah, along with that, some gusty coastal conditions. In fact, just take a look at this. I'm going to look at these winds from this morning. We had one report at Mayport, 51 miles per hour. I mean, my goodness. Wrong button. All right, here we go. So 51 miles per hour out there at Mayport. To put that in perspective, that's solid tropical storm strength type winds that they're seeing there. So winds definitely continuing to kick up in Fort Caroline, right along the St. Johns River. They had a wind report about 46 miles per hour, South Ponte Vedra about 44, and Jack's Beach right out at the pier about 44 miles per hour. So yeah, this is one thing I do really want to stress though, is that once you get away from the coast, the winds definitely are backing off quite considerably. Even if you're watching us right now here on our camera in the Protector, we just got off I-95, not much wind here to speak of. But the closer you get to the coast, those winds definitely picking up, especially across Duval County and heading into southeastern areas of Georgia here. And let's zoom right in on the radar here, because I can show you where we have some of those heavier showers just south of Ponte Vedra. It looks like even a lightning strike there just offshore. That's kind of interesting, because a lot of these storms are pretty shallow. I'm not seeing an abundance of convection with them. It's just kind of these steady, moderate to heavy showers at times. So there is a lightning bolt just offshore of Ponte Vedra. So it could have some lightning kind of mixed in with this. But let's take a look at where the winds are at this time, or at least what our winds are currently seeing. See, St. Augustine, kind of closer to the low pressure center with this nor'easter, only has winds right now about 12 to 15 miles per hour, but at Mayport sustained at 28, and I've been seeing some gusts even higher than that. I'm curious this past hour what Mayport's wind gust is at, 37. So yeah, it is blowing there. St. Simon's Island at 22, even further inland. I'm a little surprised that we got gusts at Lake City up to 24 miles per hour. Especially for those inland areas, you're really not feeling the effects of this quite as much as we're seeing out closer to the coastline. There are those coastal flood alerts in place too. Coastal flood warning across St. Johns County, or excuse me, the St. Johns River, that is, including St. Johns County for that matter, along our coastal areas, as well as gale warnings just offshore. Gale warnings, by the way, it's kind of interesting. A gale warning is about the winds equivalent of what you get with a tropical storm warning, except it's not tropical. So we got winds 40 plus offshore in all these areas in the purple, as well as small craft advisories, rough surf advisories, no surprise there. Just not a good day to be taking the boat out. But those winds are gusting right along the immediate coast, but then once you head inland, you get away from the coast, they back off quite considerably, not only with the winds, but also the chances of rainfall here. So this is just real quick. I want to show you we have a weather impact alert in place for the First Coast here today, heading into tomorrow morning. That's when we have the nicest, the roughest of the weather, that is. And then I was transitioning to the nice. I was looking ahead here. We have nicer weather heading into Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday as a high pressure ridge starts to push in overhead and creates kind of this dome over top of us, which is going to be kind of nice for if you have any plans here Monday and Tuesday. Maybe if you're holding off taking out the boat here on your Saturday. Sunday probably still going to be rough seas, but at least by the latter part of the week, midweek, I should say, it's going to be a lot nicer. Big bubble, no trouble, is what I like to say with these high-pressure domes when they do kind of set up. So there's another look at that weather impact alert in place here through Friday, heading into Saturday morning to those coastal flood threats, as well as, just have your rain gear ready to go. I got the umbrella, I got the rain jacket here in the protector. We got the windshield wipers on, as you can see right here on the screen. So that's what you're going to need. 73 only for the high. The reason why we have relatively cooler temperatures, by the way, is what you can see right here off the front of the protector. It's cloudy. It's cloudy, it's breezy, it's dreary. There is not much opportunity for the sun to get out and warm us up all too much. So it just staying relatively cool. And you know what? We got our photographer, Oben, who's sitting right next to me, is going to be doing this later on today. Oben, where are you headed for the football games tonight? Have you been told what games you're going to be covering?
I forgot what game I was going
to. All right. Well, he just said, he's going to be covering some of them.
Yeah.
So if you're out near the coast, so Bowles, Mandarin, there's that chance of some rainfall here. But for the inland spots, if you're heading to Clay County, Middleburg, probably a less likely chance of rainfall. And this really demonstrates even the sideline 2025 forecast here demonstrates basically kind of what we're seeing here with those coastal showers here. Same thing for the game of the week at University Christian. We got that chance of some showers, but I do expect things to start to slowly kind of taper off there as well. Taking a look at our futurecast. This is, we go ahead throughout the day. Today we got those coastal showers continuing to kick up, but this low that this whole nor'easter is kind of developed off of is going to shift off towards north and east, and eventually some drier air is going to spill in behind that with relatively improving conditions by Saturday evening. But especially by Sunday, I expect mostly sunny skies to start to spill in with some much better conditions out there as well. So here's a look at your forecast for the Jags game. Well, you know what? Temperatures into the 70s with some mostly sunny skies in our forecast. I love the teal-rific and the dew light there. That's something. And then we go back to our 7-day outlook. I'm just flipping over here, rolling into St. Augustine right now. As you see here from the protector. Hey, if you see us out there, stop by, say hi. Actually, I already got one person who just sent us some weather watcher photos from the historic district in St. Augustine. They're saying the water levels are already rising up. This is from yesterday's high tide, though, here. And yeah, the water levels already rising up. This is astronomical high tide, but you combine that with the nor'easter, these gusty onshore winds. This, of course, is backing up some of the waterfronts there. So that's kind of some of the big issues we're seeing, at least at this time. This is another view right there in the old district where those waters are coming up. This is nothing new to St. Augustine, by the way, but it is notable every time it happens. It impacts everybody's lives, and that's the whole reason why, we do the weather impact alert. We do these updates here for you from the protector because we know it's going to impact your day-to-day. Never meant to hype. That's never our goal. We hype this up. It's simply just to inform you about what we have going on out here across the First Coast, so you can make proper decisions and be smart about whatever you're up to and whatever your plans are, especially on a Friday heading into a Saturday. We know you all got plans. We know you want to get outside, kind of enjoy your day here. So let's see. I think we're streaming on the YouTube. I don't see us on Facebook right now. I was going to take some of your questions here, but if you have any questions, you can stop by our First Coast News Weather Watchers Facebook page. I really would like to hear from you there. Let me see if I actually have some new images. And by the way, with the stream, you're kind of getting a little peek behind the scenes here in the protector. So if I'm just talking with our photographer and you're thinking, okay, are they meant to be doing this? Yes, we are. We're trying to get to where we need to go right now. So right now we're looking for the flooding. And in fact, about to roll over the intracoastal, so I'll get a good glimpse of what tide is looking like out here in St. Augustine. Also, I just would like to request if Danae, our director back in the booth, if you could just say something in my ear. I haven't heard anything in a while. It's just kind of weirding me out. I want to make sure you hear me is all. Okay, good. Thank you very much. We're just doing a little checkup here on everything. So about to head and drive over the Intracoastal here in St. Augustine, right entering into the city limits of the ancient city. You see right there on the radar, we got some showers just towards the north, but yeah, kind of hard to tell off to the right here, but definitely water levels are up. There's no wonder why there's a coastal flood warning in place right now in the Intracoastal. For St. Augustine, I'm going to pull up the tide graphic here. I just made up a whole tide one because it's supposed to be right about in 10 minutes. The Bridge of Lions is going to be getting towards their high tide. So Bridge of Lions 11:34, so that's right there at the inlet. The Jax Beach ICW is going to be about 2 p.m. Fernandina Beach is about 12:04. Now, if you don't understand tides, to simply put, the closer you are to the beach, the earlier the tide's going to be, because the tide actually has to flow up into the Intracoastal, flow up into the St. Johns River. And that's why somewhere like Palatka, you might be thinking, well, how does this work? I mean, the moon was there, now the moon's here. Why is the tide 6 hours later in Palatka? So if you're new to, dealing with tides and stuff, basically the water has to flow up the river, and there's always this delay on it. There's this delay on the ICW. Palatka, Willaca is usually one of the last spots, and I know Satsuna yesterday in Putnam County actually saw some flooding as well. So you don't need to be right on the beach here to have these tidal flooding here on the First Coast. So that's just kind of a look at where we're seeing it right now. So we're rolling in here at 11:12 right now. High tide on the Bridge of Lions, where we're headed in that area, is at just about 11:30, and I think that the highest high tide might be a little bit after that, just because of the fact that those water levels are going to be backed up and they're kind of bunching up. So right up to about noontime, we'll be live here with you in the Protector at noon, here at First Coast News at noon as well, kind of keeping you posted on the latest here. So let's jump over to the radar, and we're driving through here downtown. Let's see, give you a look out there right now. Is this heavy turning left up here? All right, not about a mile. Okay. So say if you want to, we can maybe turn left in one of these spots and drive through the bayfront before we head over there. So kind of right here through like the touristy area in front of the.
Just stop right here.
I was gonna say by the fort, so a little bit further up. Yeah, but I was thinking by the fort, there's usually a little bit of like right at the bayfront.
Yeah.
Granted, this is backing up on the right side. We can get everybody kind of a visual if they're watching here of about where we are. So I would say here, right? Yeah. All right, while we're parked here at this red light, what I'm gonna do, all right, I know you're looking at the ground right now, guys, hold on. All right, I'm gonna swing this camera over real quick, wrong way. And we're gonna show you, so what we were just talking about is the Intracoastal right here. You can kind of see the tides are definitely up. Now it's not flooding, this is high. This is St. Augustine in its truest form. Those waters kind of backed up out here, and a solid nor'easter. We're heading right in the high tide, and yeah, you can see it's just right up there along the edge of the roadway. So not at that flood level, but not low by any means either here. So I'm going to swing this camera back around, looking back towards the back here. Let's throw back up the road camera, show where we're headed here, and actually right there on the right, there was some flooding. We don't need to turn around or anything, go back to it, it's fine. But I'll go back to this so I can show you here if we spot any more. Just right near the visitor center, classic tidal flooding spot. We're seeing a few of that. And don't forget, actually right here, the St. Augustine area, well, Volano Beach, just north of St. Augustine, was actually under a flood warning, not associated with the coastal flood, but because of heavy rainfall earlier on. So I do think we're seeing some of the remnants of that with some of the puddles we have out here right now too. So that's what we're looking at now. Right here, we're coming up, passing the parking garage. We're going to turn to the right here and head out towards the fort along Bayfront. Just kind of getting a good idea of what it looks like here before we head out towards a little bit further down, where I know I've seen some flooding reports here from some of our weather watchers, so we'll head out in that direction as well. Yeah, it looks like people out there, they got the ponchos, they got the right idea, still able to enjoy your day, just be ready for the rain, you know. All right, so forgot how to the windshield wiper on this. All right, let's see if there's, right up here on the left, there's often a little, yeah, this whole parking lot's flooded. The whole thing right here. So this is right at the fort. Looks like the water kind of overtopping a little bit there. I wouldn't say it's overtopping the break wall, but definitely, let me see, did that do it? You want to turn around and go back to that? Yeah. And the guys back in the studio, if you want to roll on this, that would be smart. Oh, that person just straight up. Oh, that was a police officer. Okay, quick U-turn. So let's turn this around here when we get a second, and we're gonna head back into that direction. Oh, that's why he was doing the turn. He's pulling somebody over. All right, drive safe out there, kids. All right, so we're gonna turn around, head back towards the fort, because there is some flooding in that spot right there. And then we're going to head out towards some other areas, just basically straight ahead from where we are right now, because I know there's some flooding in that area too. This is St. Augustine, though. I mean, this happens. And then on top of that, we got the rain. There goes one of the tour trolleys right there. Shout out to them. Nobody's on board right now, but you're working hard. I'll tell you, it's raining, it's windy, it's dreary, and we got a little bit of tidal flooding in some spots here too, so. All right. There's the paper that has all the codes on it. I gotta find that. Chance. All right. By the way, if you still got the radar up, let me, while we're waiting to get turned around here, I do want to show you, let's take a look at what our winds are. So that's St. Augustine right there. You got that rain kind of kicking on by, and you actually see a little bit of the mist there as well if we're looking at the radar. Heavier stuff's actually back towards Ponte Vedra, the World Golf Village area. You got some kind of moderate to heavy showers. I wouldn't be surprised if you get a couple lightning strikes kind of in there. But then here's a look at your winds right now. Now, St. Augustine, though, it's not too windy, but we do have these tidal flooding right now. And in fact, let's just take a little bit of a closer look. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna whip around here, head out towards the fort right now, and give you kind of a look at what we're seeing. So just to the right, yeah, there you go. This is right here at the waterfront of St. Augustine. Yeah, it's kind of backed up. I wouldn't say it's over top, but it's definitely seeping down from below. Let's jump over to the roof cam, get you a look. So yeah, that's right out there at the waterfront. I would say it's still about a foot below, but a lot of these spots here are kind of creeping over in the bayfront here. Let's keep going up to the fort. It's only a couple inches deep. I mean, this is your classic tidal flooding, but it definitely backed up. This is the type of stuff you might see during a tropical system. And that's what I've been trying to tell people. It's not a tropical system by any means, but it definitely is. It has the impacts, the feels of a tropical system. Do you think we can get up to the parking lot up there? I see. Just up by the fort there. And then if we do stop, let's see if we can find that sheet so I can Is this the right one? Oh, there we go. I did it. Now stop. Oh, I remembered things. I'm so proud of myself. Maybe not. Maybe not. Trying to stop the windshield wiper on the camera. But all right. While that's working, yeah, so this is right there in the fort, right in front of it. Yeah, you got, you know, the water's definitely backed up there, and you can see straight ahead, it's lapping over the break wall here in front of the fort as well. It's straight up basically on it, and this is the tide still coming in at this moment. Let's actually flip it back over to the roof cam, and I can swing it around, just show you off towards the right here. Just off towards the right here, and yeah, that tide's right up near the break wall. Basically got that kind of spilling in. Let's go up a little bit further so we're not sitting in this spot. And yeah, but there's still people coming out to the fort. Just the parking lot is got a couple of inches of water. Not enough to stall people out unless you're in a really real low rider. I wouldn't really be all worried about it, but definitely enough. Let me swing this around. Let's see behind us here. Well, can't really see it. Okay, I stopped the windshield wiper. That's good. Figured that part out. So yeah, if you want to, yeah, just loop back around that way. All right, let me pull up the radar, by the way, again here. And I see I still only got a few minutes left here to talk to y'all. So yeah, once again, and let's look at this car right in front of us. You know, you can kind of get an idea of what they're driving through here. A couple inches of water, and this is just your high tide rated at about 11 o'clock. And now if you're just joining in, of course, we have the nor'easter going on. Winds along the coast, not so much here in St. Augustine, but up towards Mayport. I've been seeing gusts this morning about 40 to 50 miles per hour. And on top of that, we have the king tide. It's astronomically high tide. So you get this 1-2 punch. You get the winds coming on shore, and then you're going to get that high tide on top of that, and that's what causes a little bit of those problems here. So let's just take a look. This is right here in front of the fort. You got a couple people still out there running, but I can tell you just off towards our left behind this RV, yeah, it is starting to kind of spill over the waterfront there. And this is not just at this specific spot, but even off towards east. Let me start heading towards town, and we can actually see if the other side of town, towards where our destination was. Let's see if the flooding is over there, kind of more in the older district. But I mean, this is definitely spilling over here on the waterfront. You see just towards the right, actually, this is heading out towards George Street. Yeah, you got some backups there with the tides as well. And this is no surprise, by the way. We have a coastal flood warning in place through today, heading into tomorrow, along a lot of these inlets here, including here at the Bridge of Lions. In fact, look at that water basically lapping right up against the top of the wall. I can actually see it right there. So this is, you know, this is solid. Why is the Bridge of Lions closed?
That's what they come.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. I don't know how new that is, but yeah, the bridge, and it's not because of the drawbridge. It's like legit closed right now. Is there a boat out there or anything? That's interesting. I don't really see police. What's going on at the Bridge of Lions? That's interesting. Hey, back at the studio, can you try to find out if something's happening at the Bridge of Lions right now? Really would appreciate it if you can just maybe ask somebody, because yeah, they got it. It's not like it's not like where the drawbridge goes up and they close it. There's multiple police officers. So if you're heading towards downtown and you want to, or towards downtown St. Augustine, you want to go over the bridge there, probably will not be able to do it right now. Let's see if we got any information about what's going on. Anytime we get a nor'easter like this, I can't stress enough, anytime we get a nor'easter like this, especially even with tropical systems, it feels like there's always a boat that breaks its anchor and gets dragged. And we've seen that with Ian and Nicole. Hopefully we're not seeing it right now. Oh, due to flooding. Hey, all right. That answered my question. Hopefully, wonder if somebody from the St. Johns County Emergency Management is listening here, because they just sent out a message on our Teams chat with the National Weather Service stating that the FYI, the Bridge of Lions is now closed due to flooding. So let's, how about how far? We're basically, so we, yeah, well, I think this is our road here. Is this Cordiva, or are we on it right now?
We're on it right now.
All right, let's keep going this way. Let's just see if, okay. No, I want to kind of behind us towards, right, yeah, we're gonna want to turn around. Cordova Street. So it kind of, yeah, this isn't the exact spot. It's all right, guys. Behind the scenes here, you kind of get a little idea of what we're doing here. So, all right, cool. Yeah, and just so you know, back in the station, I just got a report from the on our National Weather Service chat that the Bridge of Lions is closed due to flooding. So we might want to just kind of bounce over there and see as close as we can get, because that's kind of a story in itself, because high tide is here at 11:30, and we want to make sure we're covering that. All right. By the way, if you're joining, about how long do we have right now? Sorry. 2 minutes left. So, all right, let's just head back that way. Then we'll head over towards the Bridge of Lions, give everybody kind of a little glance of what's happening. So here in downtown St. Augustine, right now we're passing Flagler College. We have tidal flooding. We had some winds on shore, this nor'easter. Today is kind of the peak of that tidal flooding threat. It's peaking around 11:30 here in St. Augustine. It'll be a little bit later for some of our inland spots. But yeah, it's running about 2 to 3 feet above normal levels. On top of that, you have your king tide, the nor'easter. Along our coast, we've been seeing winds gusting about 40 to 50 miles per hour. And, you know, the culmination of all that is backing up some flood water. So we still see tourists out here. People are still kind of going about their day. I mean, there's nothing really to stop you. We only have some light winds here in St. Augustine at the moment. But if you want to travel over the Bridge of Lions, I can tell you right now, based on what I'm seeing, looks like it is closed, and that's from the emergency management out there at this time. So I'm just swinging around the camera to try to take a look real quick here. And we can get you a look at where it's closed here. And we do have some flooding right there at the waterfront. So I assume they probably do not want people trying to venture over. I wonder if on the other side of the bridge, they are seeing a little bit of flooding. So yeah, that's what we got going on out here right now. You can see the police have the Bridge of Lions blocked off. And that just put out, that is because of flooding here. So yeah, we're going to keep you posted here. Make sure you stop by First Coast News at noon. We'll have the latest update here from you from In the Protector here at First Coast News. I'm meteorologist Robert Speta, always doing my best to keep you posted. Check out my social medias, Robert Speta Weather. I'll be posting short videos and things like that with some of the latest information. And I think we're going to just try to keep this camera up as long as possible. So yeah, check back in for more information.